Hey, welcome to another episode of Trafficking Insights. As you can see, I'm not in the normal office area. I'm training the transnational crime unit from the Homeland Security and personnel from the FBI and investigations. I want to take this opportunity to introduce the second part of the series of the training your children, the parent's guide that I was talking to before. I was going to do a part two, but this is particularly about Roblox. I personally see my sons recently acting up a lot with the violence that like they're shooting now in the Roblox and stuff, and they've been acting up more. So I put up the study for you two guys to look at. I spoke before about Google Family Link, and it's been a blessing. I blocked their phones. Like they don't have access. Like some kids are smart, like my kids are smart. And if you put a something app in their phone, they'll find it and they'll get rid of it. But Family Link, Google Family Link, I'll put the description down below. I have certain time frames that the phone, they can use the phone. Through my phone, their phone will automatically blocked, let's say in 2 hours. So they'll have 2 hours each day. I block their Roblox from my phone. They can't they can't open Roblox at all. And any other app that you want to block, it gets blocked. You get sent permission when they want to download stuff. I mean, it's awesome and it costs nothing. So if you want to take control back of your kids, I suggest Family Link, Google Family Link, because I use it. I'm not getting sponsored by them. I wish I was, but it's a blessing. And I'm glad I was looking for something like that. Now I have control of the phone of my kids without actually having the phone. I'm not even in my house right now, but through my phone, I control their phone. So it's awesome. Enjoy learning about the dangers of Roblox. Like I said, I'll put the description below and another guide for you to read more detailed about how to look out for your kids when they're using Roblox. Take care.
Let's be honest, at first glance, Roblox looks amazing for kids, right? It's this bright, colorful, creative universe filled with millions of games. But what if I told you that beneath that blocky, innocent surface, there's a much darker reality? Well, today we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden dangers lurking inside one of the world's most popular games for kids, and it's pretty disturbing.
And you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from a social researcher says it all. His team logged on to investigate, and within minutes, literally just a couple of minutes, they were already seeing and hearing things that were deeply troubling. It's a huge wake-up call that what you see isn't always what you get.
And this is why it matters so much. We're talking about over 111 million people using Roblox every single day. But here's the number that really gets me. An estimated 40% of them, that's almost half, are under the age of 13. That's an enormous audience of young, impressionable kids, which, you guessed it, makes it a massive target for people with the worst intentions.
So that brings us to the real core of the problem here, which is this powerful illusion of safety. I mean, the whole platform is designed to look and feel like a harmless game, and that can give parents a totally false sense of security. But what a parent sees and what a predator sees, well, they're two completely different worlds.
This slide really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got what a parent or a kid sees: colorful fun, building worlds, a safe little universe. But on the other side, that's the predator's point of view. They don't see creative fun. They see unsupervised children. They don't see cool game features. They see tools they can exploit. And maybe the scariest part? They see a platform with basically no real age or identity verification, which means it is incredibly easy for an adult to pretend to be a kid.
Okay, so how exactly are they pulling this off? Look, this isn't random. It's a very calculated process, and they're using the game's own built-in features against its users. Let's take a look inside the Predator's toolkit.
You know, the tools they use are hiding in plain sight. Private messaging, that's a big one. It lets them have conversations that no one else can see. Avatar customization, that lets them create a friendly, harmless-looking persona to gain a child's trust. But then you get to the role-playing games, things like pretend families or adoption centers. These are especially dangerous because they're designed to blur the lines between play and reality, making it easier to introduce really inappropriate ideas.
And the whole process follows a playbook. It's a calculated set of steps. First, they target kids who look lonely or unsupervised in the game. Then, they work to gain their trust with compliments or even gifts of in-game currency called Robux. And this next step is critical: isolation. They try to get the kid to move the conversation off Roblox to a less moderated app like Discord or Snapchat. Once they're there, they start desensitizing them, and eventually that leads to exploitation. It's a methodical, sinister process.
Now, just when you think it couldn't get any worse, predators have a terrifyingly powerful new weapon. We're talking about artificial intelligence. And believe me, this has completely changed the game and escalated the threat in a massive way.
So, how does AI actually change things? Well, the short, scary answer is that it makes it unbelievably easy for them to create blackmail material, and they can do it with practically zero technical skill.
The process is it's chillingly simple. A predator tricks a child into sending a photo, or they might just take a screenshot of the child's game avatar. Then they feed that image into a text-to-image AI program. In seconds, that AI can generate incredibly disturbing, sexually explicit, and fake images of that child. No hacking, no special software. Anyone can do this.
And the fallout is already happening. Since this technology became widely available, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has received over 7,000 reports involving this kind of AI-generated abuse. But you know what investigators say? That number is just what's been reported. It's likely just the very, very small tip of a much larger hidden iceberg.
And all of this leads to a crime called sextortion. It's exactly what it sounds like. The predator uses those fake AI-generated images to blackmail the child. They threaten to send the pictures to all their friends and family unless the child sends real explicit images or money. And tragically, these scams have had fatal consequences, with some teens taking their own lives because of the shame and fear.
Okay, that was a lot. And it's heavy stuff, I know. So the question becomes, what can we actually do about it? Well, the very first step is learning to recognize the warning signs. Being aware is absolutely the key to stepping in before it's too late.
So you really want to be on the lookout for some of these changes in behavior. Is your kid suddenly super secretive, like slamming their laptop shut when you walk in the room? Are their moods all over the place, especially right after they've been gaming? A big one is losing interest in their real-life friends, because groomers try to isolate their victims. And definitely keep an eye out for unexplained gifts, like Robux, or if they mention a new online friend who's asking a lot of personal questions.
Recognizing the signs is step one, for sure. But having an actual plan of action is what really makes a difference. So let's build a protective toolkit that your family can start using right now. Honestly, the most powerful tool you have is just open communication. You have to talk to your kids about this stuff early and often. Explain that people online aren't always who they say they are. But the most important thing, and I can't stress this enough, is to create a safe space where they know they can come to you about anything without being afraid they're going to get in trouble.
Now, conversation is crucial, but you also have to back it up with some technical safeguards. Get into the Roblox parental controls and actually use them. Restrict who can message your child. For younger kids, I'd say just turn off the chat function completely. Make it a habit to check their play history and their transactions, and of course set some screen time limits so gaming doesn't take over their life.
And that really brings us to the final critical question here. In a world where predators have tools like AI and can hide in these massive digital playgrounds, is just talking to our kids really enough? I think the answer is that it's a combination of both. Open dialogue is absolutely essential, but it has to be paired with active oversight and technical protections to truly keep our kids safe in these incredibly complex digital worlds.